Well, not really sure why I started with that, except that I've got a lot on my mind as far as thinking about old songs that I used to work on at camp. Oh, it is Friday, October 18th. Welcome to the middle of October here. And something really interesting popped up this week that you may have seen an email about. I got asked to do a casual kind of playing music at a wine festival going on here in Los Gatos on next Saturday, the 26th. And filling in like 3 hours of time at in a courtyard where there's a station where one winery is giving out their wines. There probably are 30 of these all over town. And got asked by a really old friend of mine, somebody who taught my kids to play piano when they were 5 and 3 and 4 and stuff like that, to if I could play background music sort of for like 3 hours. And I said, absolutely not. There's no way I can play that long nowadays. I just don't do this stuff very often. But as I started thinking about it, I thought, wait a minute, I've got a whole bunch of campers who play at camp all the time that live around here. And I bet I could put together a little show that had some of them playing and me playing a little bit. And so anyway, that's what's happening. If anybody is in Los Gatos on next Saturday, the 26th of October, between 2 and 5, I will be hosting the TG Review at St. Luke's Episcopal Church on University Avenue, right near Old Town. So anyway, and that got me thinking I should brush up on some tunes because I don't know what, don't have a plan. I don't have a concert plan. Like it's been, the last time I did a big concert was probably 2008 or 9 or something like that. And it was really just probably a 45-minute set with Keola Beamer, and I just needed, a few tunes to play. And then at camp I play stuff, but I don't always have it in really good shape, in what I would call concert shape. For something like this, I can live a notch below concert shape, but it's still, I still thought, wow, I should put together a potential list of songs I could play. And I started making my list. Here it is. I'll tell you a little bit about it. Right now, there are about 35 songs on here that, and many of these I've totally forgotten about over the years. So like one category I put together, well, I'll tell you a little bit more about Bethena first. And that song is on my head. That was 3 of the parts of Bethena. There are 2 other parts and 4 other little interludes. And I've played that here, I think, on the news before, or parts of it, but probably never those last 2 parts. So what's really cool about Bethena, this is a Scott Joplin piece from the early 1900s. It's this beautiful waltz, 5 different parts in 5 different keys. Right there, the parts I played. What key is this in? D. Right, so that section 5 was in D, section 4 was in B minor, section 1, which is what it ended with, is in G. Beautiful tune. Anyway, maybe next week I'll play the other 2 parts that wear me out. Now the reason Bethena was on my mind was at camp something interesting happened, and that was one night. Well, a lot of interesting things happened. One night I ended up playing just a bunch of John Renbourn tunes, including this one, Pharaohs Rag. That's at least the first part of Pharaohs Rag. And actually the very ending, too. Seemed like a good way to wrap it up and be done with it. Anyway, one night I played that. And the next night somebody asked me to play the hardest thing I knew that I could kind of play. And I didn't think very long, and I thought, well, wait, I just played that last night. Pharaohs Rag, that's like right up there with one of the hardest things I play, probably. And it wasn't until the next day it dawned on me that I've been working on Bethena for like over 20 years. And it's getting close, but it's by far the hardest thing I've ever played. And I didn't play, well, let me see the hardest part. See that? Ah. Well, that was part 2, and that leads back into part 1. And then part 1 ends with... What's that last chord? It finally ends on a C7 chord, goes into the key of F. That stretch, I should stop trying it. Should play it an octave higher. How's it end? Oh yeah. Anyway, hardest song I've ever worked on, and someday I'm gonna get that thing. I'm gonna get that sucker down. But the list. Getting back to my list, this is kind of fun putting a list together of stuff because I've got them broken up into like 6 different categories here. One is tunes I have played for like at least 40 years and could play through if I've had way too much wine at this event. We'll see. It's stuff like Last Steam Engine Train. John Fahey, very similar opening, Bermuda Triangle Exit. Windy and Warm. A couple of John Redburn ones. Judy, I would usually do with a capo, and Angie, Leo. Anyhow, those are like what I would call old standbys. Ones that if I'm not feeling too ambitious, I could play them. Oh, I shouldn't put that down like not ambish, but these are ones again I've played for over 40 years, most of them. So then there are the relatively new John Renbourn ones. My Dear Boy. Anyway, I played that a few weeks ago. Pharaohs Rag. So there's like 4 up there in that little category that are razzle-dazzle pieces that I think, okay, I'm going to have to really focus if I'm going to try to play those. Another Monday is another one of those. Anyhow, so that was one little category there of old Renborn tunes. Lady Nothing's Toy Puff, which is I have a lesson on here. Then there's a pile, a set of originals. Quicksand. This is a popular one. When I usually, many times if I'm playing places, people know that one and they say, "Oh, you got to play that. That's kind of fun." Whodunit, Jetstream. Whodunit is this one. Wait a minute. Don't confuse it with the other ones that start with that slide. A couple of those I've played lately. One Step Beyond is, well, never mind. I'll save that one. The Bossa Nova one, what's that called? Along the Way was one I played a few weeks ago. Paprika. I don't think I've played Paprika in a while for you guys. Section 1 of 3 in Paprika. The Shadows of Molokai song, I think I played that a month or two ago. Anyhow, so that's another block. There's like 6 or 7 instrumentals or of my original pieces there. There is the block of relatively recent ones that I've been working on, and this is where I had to go back and consult my I had to look back through recent TG lessons, because many of these that I did over the last maybe 6 or 12 months or ones, I work on pretty hard for a week or two, put a lesson up, and then forget about them. Stuff like, and it's like I had to go back and look through my old lessons. So that kind of went on the British invasion kick, right? Ferry Across the Mersey was a pretty fun one. I mean, so I put a little bit of time in on that, put a lesson together for it. What else happened in there? This one, right? So there are all these British invasion tunes. So that's another list there, and it's got some I haven't done yet, like. So ones like that are in pretty good shape because I'm trying to get to a lesson on them. What else is in there? So that's my British invasion set. What else is in that? Oh, I put Blackbird in there too because it's one I had done or just done recently. Then there are Beatles tunes, right? Wrong fingering. Anyway, and of course, from a recent lesson. I Need You. That was kind of a fun one to put together too. I've had a lot of students work on that in the recent past, particularly to get started with playing a little more percussively. So yeah, and I threw this one in with Beatles too. And that's usually an okay shape, except I got to always review this part. Same thing twice. Yeah, I thought I had it. That's it. So I kind of wanted to have a lot of tunes to pick from, and I might only play 10 in the whole thing. So I got, like I said, I think there's about 35 on this list. I'm sure I've forgotten some. I haven't even gotten to, let's see, that was 6 categories. I got the old standbys, the Renborns, the British Invasion, the Beatles tunes, the original tunes, and then there are the really difficult ones. Stuff like... There we go. I shouldn't say really difficult ones. They are pretty difficult, but they're ones I have to keep in pretty good shape. Both Pat Metheny tunes. Last Train Home is on this part of the list. Stuff like... So those are what I consider like show pieces, ones that are really, what else is in there? Bluesland. I gotta play this one. I'm not gonna do it right now. You've heard me play this a million times, of course. So that's gotta be one, that's definitely a cool concert tune. Man's Fate, right? What else is in there? Sylvia. Let's see, did I forget about one? Bluesland, Josie, Sylvia, Last Train Home. That's it. I think I've given you bits and pieces of all 35 songs on my list that are kind of in the running for things that I'm going to be ready to play next week. And then, of course, I'll ask people for requests, and they'll ask me for stuff that that is not on there, and I'll just have to play it. I meant to talk about intervals, but that is way enough for today. Next week, I will review what I talked about the last 3 weeks. So go back and watch my last 3 weeks episodes about different intervals, seconds and sevenths, how they're related to each other, thirds and sixths, and fourths and fifths. See you next week.